then, guys, we are going to have a look at the Pride front cover. Again, if you are sitting your exams in 2020, then this is the front cover for you. But if you are sitting your exams in 2021, so if you are year 10 going back in the next couple of weeks, your Pride front cover is going to look a little bit different, and you're just going to have to bear with me slightly so that I can get the annotations ready on that one. Let's have a look and see what is going on in this front cover then. Okay, so although the word pride has become sort of synonymous with gay culture, the magazine's demographic is actually women who are of colour, because it's made by black women for black women. Some of the masthead, as we can see in other magazines, is covered by the cover star's head. In this case, Naomie Harris is covering that masthead, and that not only implies her dominance, but it also suggests that the demographic are going to recognise this brand anyway, so it suggests that they are quite a well-known brand within that demographic and within that field. The red and black colour palette connotes strength, pride, so it all links back to this sort of empowerment feel that we have going on this front cover. Now, the title of the magazine itself implies self-respect and dignity and strength, so we're getting some of the ideology of the magazine here through the title of the masthead already. Now, it's an interesting cover line that we've got to begin with, because Harris has got straight hair rather than her natural curls. Now, this could imply a consumerist ideology, because it might link to some of the adverts that we've got inside the magazine for things such as relaxers, but it could also show how, even though the culture has come a long way in terms of subverting what people think of as being stereotypically beautiful, there's still a long way to go before women can express themselves in a natural way. Now, the rhetorical question that we've got on the front cover is a convention. We would expect to find rhetorical questions within cover lines, but it's also connecting the audience with this negative language, reminding them that there's always room to improve your looks, or in fact subverting the idea that there's a long way to go, or there's always room to improve our looks. Now, the pose that Naomie Harris is using here represents confidence, but it's also a trick that's used in photography and in the magazine industry to make her look taller and slimmer. Now, by doing so, she has her beauty and her figure emphasised, which makes her aspirational for the demographic. Now, they may see her as a role model, but she is also conforming to Western trends in terms of magazine front covers and their cover stars. She's using direct mode of address, which is a very common convention used within magazines, and this helps to create a relationship with us as a demographic straight away, because it makes it feel like she's making eye contact with us. Her role as a female in a Bond film links to her femininity, which is interesting because before she played her part in Bond, she was actually Tia Dama in Pirates of the Caribbean. So it's showing a sort of range of her appeal, but also making her more attractive and feminine and linking her to this sort of very feminine demographic. As we've said, the USP of the magazine is that it's the only black media company that still remains in British ownership, suggesting that audiences can relate to this, which is suggested by Bloomlet and Katz. Now, what's really important on this front cover is that there's an acronym here called FGM. Now, FGM, I can't talk. FGM stands for female genital mutilation. You may have covered this in some of your PSHE lessons. If you want me to do a separate video on FGM and what that means, then I will. It's something that requires a certain level of social and cultural understanding, but more importantly than that, it's a really controversial topic. So this means that the demographic have got to be mature, so we'd expect them to be somewhere between B to C2 on the ABC1 or ACORN system, and the exclamation mark that we've got underneath displays shock, and it also is used to encourage shock within the demographic itself. The strapline finally at the top encourages a sort of emotional response from the reader and also creates enigma, because we're celebrating 24 years at the top, but 24 years at the top of what? So breaking it down into our key concepts then. The media language is pretty standard for a magazine, but the cover lines and cover star all link back to the fact that the magazine is aimed at black women because it's made by black women. Now, despite the fact that it caters to a smaller and more specific demographic, the front cover is still very westernised because it conforms to the expected stereotype of magazine front covers as a whole. Pride is a UK publication. The masthead has connotations of homosexuality, which is also another niche demographic, but this helps it to stand out against its competitors. And as shown by the strapline, it's been going for 24 years, so it's an established and very recognised production with a very loyal readership. Now, our primary audience, as we've said, are likely to be 24 to 40, obviously females, B to C2, who are aspirers because they want to look like Naomie Harris. Perhaps they're strugglers who are perhaps being overlooked because of their colour and their beliefs that they have, but also perhaps they're going to be reformers who want to encourage social change. Our secondary demographic are going to be 18 to 24, so maybe a little bit younger, or 40 plus who are a little bit older, and they're going to cover the other remaining parts of the ABC1 system. As mainstreamers, they might have been buying this for some time, so they're going to be part of that loyal readership, or they're going to be succeeders who have that disposable income to spend on some of the things mentioned in the cover lines. Now, Naomie Harris has got direct mode of address, so we've got this connection right away, but she's also positioned in a way that's very similar to Western models. And again, as we've said, her hair is relaxed rather than natural, but she does show a great deal of inner strength and power. Now, the magazine deals with some very serious hard news stories such as FGM, as well as other stereotypical topics. Here are our key terms for today. If there are any of these that you're not sure of or that you need more clarification on, you can look them up, or you can pop me a message down below in the comments section and get in touch with me through Twitter at media_revision. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. And if you hit the little bell icon next to it, you get instant notifications every time I post a new video. And I'll see you guys later for the next video.